afternoon, Kassidy.
Good afternoon.
It's good to finally meet all of you guys together. The last year when I interviewed, two of your members say that the other two were elsewhere doing interviews, so it's great to meet you all. So, first of all, how's your day been going so far?
It's been fun. We've been...
You want to show people what you've been doing? Because I think people
We've been signing these, like, there's about two cardboard boxes about this size. They're filled to the brim with these with signatures on it, and they're like...
So also prove that you guys actually are the ones who are doing it.
Yes.
No stamps around here.
Yeah. So now, first of all, let's talk about the new album. How did this album differ from Hope Street, which came out last year?
I think more natural, really. We just jammed, and we didn't even think about writing an album, it just wrote itself.
Yeah. Also the recording process was different because it was recorded live in Rockfield Studios, which is like Led Zeppelin and Queen and Black Sabbath and just every band from the 70s really has been there, and it's just lots of big rooms that you can record live in, so we kind of took about a week or so to experiment with the live performance element of it and see if we could pull it off, and we were like, okay, if we come out with 3 or 4 songs, that'll be brilliant, and we just did the whole album. It just seemed so natural and fast, and got the whole record done in a week.
And how do you guys decide what actually goes on the album? Because there's 4 of you, so in terms of opinions, how do you make the call?
It just almost happens naturally. Like, you'd sit down at a piano and a song would come out, so Barry would be playing the piano, and it happens quite a lot in this album. Hamish pick up the bass, that's how it happens. We were all musicians of different sorts, so it's nice to be able to change up a bit, and it just works in this album perfectly. So.
And recapping your story, you guys first started by just having images, isn't it? Pictures.
Yeah.
So now that you're here, if you could just recap also about how you guys actually started.
Well, basically we got together in a traditional sense where, like, if you're starting a band, you all kind of go into a room and pick up an instrument kind of thing and just start playing music. But we had an idea beforehand of being a band of 4 singers, so there wasn't a main person. It was all everybody shared singing vocals and stuff. But we were just jamming so much, and it was really loud, so we couldn't really distinctly tell how well our harmonies were going. And then so we decided to do it unplugged, so we could have more of so we could hear more of each other's voices and stuff. And then we just invited a friend over to the studio, and just started taking pictures. I was just like unplugged, playing acoustically, and I think we were just kind of going through the pictures, and then we looked at one picture in particular and just went, that feels good, kind of thing. So it just looked natural, and we decided to just try and take it to the next step, kind of thing, from that picture. And that's why we became 4 acoustic guitars. Yeah.
Now, individually, describe all the elements that you feel that you bring to the band.
I think, I kind of like, we all like music, it all plateaus out in some sort of way, but I kind of like the earlier kind of rock kind of stuff and earlier kind of blues rock, but you got all these guys here that like West Coast music. Lewis loves disco and funk, and Barry's into blues like hell, and I think we all add that wee bit to the mix. But yeah, the music isn't written to be any sort of genre. I think we just let the 4 songwriters come out.
It's organic.
We're 4 very different. Like we're 4 very different people, but we've all got a kind of crossover bit that we meet in. So yeah, like we do add completely different. Like someone will be into like. We all listen to very different things at different times, and then we come to writing a song, and there's always like the different influences that will come together, and then if someone's into an upbeat funk thing, that'll mix with some really horrible lyrics that someone's been, like just you get influenced by what you listen to, so then that all creates this sort of mix of a sound that becomes Kassidy, I suppose.